All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 140-pound division where we have a significant fight coming up this weekend between Devin Haney and Regis Prograis. And one of the better analysts, if not, probably not one of the best human beings, at least when he's talking about stuff he shouldn't be talking about, Pauli Mallinaggi chimes in. And I got to tell you, man, the dude hit this thing about right on the head, talking about the very strange behavior going on in the zone for this fight with Devin Haney and Regis Prograis. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 140-pound division where Pauli Mallinaggi, former commentator on Showtime, and I think he's now doing commentary or doing articles on Showbox, which is ProBox, which is a new maybe it's new. I'm just catching wind of it. Boxing media outlet. And he gives an interview, but it's actually the interview that I saw and read it was on Boxing News 24. And Pauli Mallinaggi talks about Devin Haney. And he says something that I pretty much say every day, which is considered to be hate for Devin Haney. But it's just the stone cold truth. And it echoes what Regis Prograis has been saying about the lead into this fight with Devin Haney, which is that Devin Haney is being treated as if he's the champion when he's the challenger. Now, this is not the first time that this has happened. We saw that happen and take place with Canelo Alvarez versus Dimitri Bivol, where Dimitri Bivol was defending his WBA 175-pound title against Canelo and literally came in the ring first and didn't get the champion's entrance or any of the above. There's a huge difference between that scenario and what's going on with Devin Haney. And the biggest difference is that that's Canelo Alvarez and that's Devin Haney. And they're not the same thing, despite the fact that people are behaving as if they are. Now, before I get into the details, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you are a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. It really means a gigantic amount to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This video I'm going to dedicate to Frequent Flyer because you ain't going to like a word I got to say in this. But it is what it is, man. Tell the truth, shame the devil. Tell the truth, shame the devil. So the fight this weekend, Devin Haney and Regis Prograis. This fight is, you would swear that Devin Haney was the according to Pauli Mallinaggi, you would swear that he was the defending champion in the way that DAZN is promoting Devin Haney and pretty much treating Regis Prograis like he is some type of afterthought. Now, as far as the fight itself goes, man, these guys are both very, very good fighters, without a doubt. And I will edge I'm edging it towards Devin Haney to beat Regis Prograis because I know that Devin Haney is a very good fighter and the style may suit typically speaking, the style may suit between the two may suit Devin Haney more than it suits Regis Prograis, because Regis Prograis is kind of more of a come forward fighter where Devin has the ability to fight behind a jab and a right hand. But you know, at the same time though, they're both have been world champions. Devin's not a world champion right now because he dropped all his belts at 135. And Regis Prograis is a two-time champion at 140 pounds. Now, here's the thing, though. The star treatment that Devin Haney's getting, this is what Pauli Mallinaggi points out. He says that, so I'm struggling to see why the push. Why the disrespect for Prograis when the promotional banner says Haney versus Prograis rather than Prograis versus Haney? It's not Floyd Mayweather post Oscar De La Hoya, where Mayweather was doing this post Oscar De La Hoya. This is not Canelo, where they can fight the doorknob on the door there and get 1 million pay-per-view buys. It's not that kind of thing. And even then, I think I kind of have a problem with it, but at least there's a reason. Pauli, there's a lot of money. Guy's worth so much money. He generates a lot of money. You kind of have to understand that, even though you don't agree with it. I don't agree with it, but I understood it. Right there, right here, I don't agree with it. Just like I don't understand how DAZN influxes money into a channel that constantly loses money and they still influx money somehow. I don't know if they're getting out of the sky. If they're getting out of the sky, I don't know either. Right? So basically what he's saying is, look, man, Devin Haney's not a big draw. He's not a big draw. He doesn't deserve this type of favoritism over the champion. And you get the feeling, and this is something I'm telling you, expect like on this channel, you get it. I know that there is not that many Devin Haney fans. There's just not. He is not Gervonta Davis. He's not Canelo Alvarez. He's not Errol Spence. But it's almost like, and I've said this before, he is like the boxing's first self-created hype job. Like it's a big promotional company that's doing it, right? Bob Arum gets somebody like Vasily Lomachenko and they just hype him up and hype him up and hype him up and hype him up, right? And then eventually people buy into it. Or you get just different versions of people that get hyped up by promoters. That's never really even been the case for Devin. Devin has been able to do it himself. It's like a grassroots type job. Not saying that he can't fight. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that what people say about his ability to fight isn't true. Even then, though, it's exaggerated. Because as Pauli Mallinaggi points out here, Devin Haney is not beating all these killers that people are acting like he beat. He's really got one good win on his career, and that particular win was very questionable against Vasily Lomachenko. Very questionable. Very questionable. The rest of the wins on his resume, none of that should generate the type of stuff that people are talking about. Jojo Diaz, George Kambosos, Jorge Linares, and Yuriorkis Gamboa. Those are the wins that have catapulted him into the idea that people are literally saying he's the A-side over Gervonta Davis. It is just telling you, man, that the echo chamber of YouTube, the echo chamber of Twitter is really, really, really loud because everybody gets on the channel, on the platform, and there's content constantly being put out on the platform. And if you talk about him, his fan base, I will tell you this, is very, very loyal and they're very, very loud, but definitely not large enough to justify doing things like Haney versus Prograis or instead of Prograis versus Haney, even though, that is just a natural thing. I mean, even I do it because people talk about Haney more than they talk about Prograis. And he is a bigger name fighter than Prograis is. I mean, you have to say that much. But again, it's a lot of it is just a lot of it is the talk that takes place on the internet. But anyway, we'll see what happens in the fight. Now, I'm telling you, Devin needs to beat him and beat him convincingly, man. Really beat him convincingly. You can't have like a boring or ho-hum fight. Otherwise, man, it's just, well, I don't even know. Maybe it doesn't matter because the people are still going to treat him the same way, especially with what Pauli Mallinaggi is talking about with DAZN, which I just hilariously, to me, doesn't get any of the pressure for paying fighters a ton of money for fights that they know are losing money that people put on the PBC. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.